Better Travel is a local company. We are now in partnership with Music Travel Consultants out of Indianapolis. And it's been a great partnership. Really very happy with that as well. But we are you will be traveling with a tour director. The tour director are people that handle the details on the trip. Can you check into events, museums, hotels, and whatever. Should there be a problem on the road, and it can happen, but it's not going to have it happening all the time. They are there to help handle those situations as well. They don't, all of our tour directors know Chicago very well, so we're not worried about it. I know who they pretty much want anyway. So as your tour director, got the same one, Tracy?
Yes. She's incredible.
So it's kind of neat. Chicago, what you're going to be doing there is it's just amazing. The Museums of Science and Industry, I mean, you can look it all up. I've been going to that museum since I was 8 years old. It's fascinating. Cell phones don't work real well in there because the stone walls are about 3 or 4 feet thick. But it's just an incredible museum. I think we're going to shed the party after that, and you'll see fish and reptiles, or not reptiles so much, but that you've never seen before. Unless you go there, you'll see it. You get to see this live. That's the experience that some of the big cities can offer us. As you said, we'll go to the Navy Pier. That's fun to do. We're going to be having dinner at Giordano's Pizza, which, at least in my humble opinion, is the best place to pay for this. They have the deep dish. They have the flat dinner crust as well. But Giordano's is just terrific. There used to be another one that was better, but they were bought out and the ownership ruined it. And Giordano's just stepped up the game. We are planning to go to the Chicago Symphony, which is in Symphony Hall right downtown Chicago. The best seats in the house are the furthest away from the stage. It's up on what they call the gallery. Okay, it is a dome-like circular structure. You see the dome up there. But you hear absolutely everything. I mean, if an oboe is sitting there playing extremely soft, you hear it with no problems. Okay? The steps down into your seat are steep, so hold on to the railing. But they are just, I always said, being a band director myself and a musician for too long, I find the best seat in the house for sound. I don't worry about sight. You'll see it, but I think it's the sound is what you want to experience. You won't hear any of them make a mistake or play out too. Or they'll turn a phrase perfectly. I think it's going to be quite a neat thing. The hotel will be currently located in Northbrook, which is a suburb north of the city. And it's a hotel I've been using for years. It's a Hilton Northbrook Hotel in Chicago. It is a really nice hotel. The breakfast is to die for, buffet breakfast. And what's fascinating is where you are eating is all been renovated, but it used to be a nightclub. It was the last place that the Rat Pack performed. It was Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Jr. For those of you old enough to do that. They were out there times. So it's a great place to just kind of reminisce that somebody who's famous was here at one time. We do have security hiring for the kids at the hotel. We do that every week. We travel. We don't have problems with music groups. The kids are always great, and sometimes the parents are too. But the kids just do a terrific job. We just don't have any problems. Music kids understand discipline, dedication, and everything. That's why we like taking music groups more than any other type of group. I don't even take senior citizen groups, unless they're music. Okay? I deal with more children than those than I deal with kids. So, anyway, that's what we're looking at. The next day we're going to get out and check out the hotel. We're going to go down to the Hancock Tower, which is, they call it 360 Chicago. We're going to do the tilt. And the tilt is a plexiglass thing. You have these rails you're going onto, and you look over the top of the building. And kids, be afraid if you want, but do it. Because if you wait 10 years from now, you're going to say, I had the opportunity and I chickened out. Okay? Every adult says, we all have those regrets. Why didn't I do that when I had the chance? So just do it, guys. We're gonna take a little bit of time to go down Magnificent Mile. We're also gonna go see the theater. Now, the show we're gonna be seeing is River Dance 30. River Dance has been revised. They started out many years ago, and I guess it's 30 years since they started, so they're gonna do it again. A whole new crew. So it's gonna be a fascinating show. I think you'll enjoy it. And after that, we're gonna come home. And so I think we're doing a matinee, if I'm not mistaken. So it won't be a terrible late return. We'll figure like that. Okay, the buses are pretty much slow. I do have to tell you one thing that has changed. They are all getting rid of their Wi-Fi. All the bus companies are. There's so many people have their own unlimited plans now on their phone. And it's very expensive for them to maintain, so they're just taking it out.
And it never worked really well anyway.
Well, that's because everybody tried to get out.
Right.
So, they do still have charging ports for electronic devices as well, and we don't know why, a DVD player. That's even on the new coaches. We haven't figured that out. But they don't play Blu-ray. There's a restroom, but basically it's for emergencies. Your first rest stop is probably going to be at the Indiana Welcome Center. We'll just stop there for a few quick seconds, stay away from the vending machines, there's delays you departure. And I know what it is about vending machines. You know, it's like, you know how mosquitoes and flies go right to light? That's what happens with vending machines at restaurants. I haven't figured that one out. But anyway, then we head out to Chicago. When we come back, we'll be stopping at the Michigan Welcome Center. That's very large, very nice. Coming out in 94. And if you want to stop for something to eat in Wyoming, we can do that too. That would be totally up to you guys. So anyway, the payment page there, you can see here. What's going to be costing here. Obviously, we want high numbers. So the numbers basically represent for 106 to 110 people, the cheapest price for a quad for students would be $4.59. Okay, but it's always a numbers game. So if there's fewer people, the price will go up. You have to cover all. Still have to cover the bus costs, things like that. Okay. Students are staying in quad rooms. However, the math doesn't always work out. Sometimes they end up in triple rooms. We don't charge extra for that. We charge the students the quad price. Adults usually like to stay in double rooms. They don't have to. They can do a single. They can do a triple. They can do a quad, whatever you want. But adult chaperones, that's totally up to you. We don't make that all that cheap. That's the way that is done. Okay. Now you see the payment down below that on the same first column, and you'll see all that works out. The final payment isn't listed because we don't know everything yet. We don't know the room configurations. We don't know what the final numbers will be. So we leave that blank at this time. Okay? If it fills up the bus, it's definitely going to be below $65. Okay? But again, if the numbers don't get up high enough to fill the new buses, then that can change too. But it's always, but that's all it is. When we get the room list, all of a sudden, as soon as we get that room list, we start cranking it out to get out the final bills to you. And that comes from our finance office in Indianapolis. And Sam Samantha is incredible to work with. I remember 1-800 call Sam, I heard that commercial one. She's your go-to person if you need financial help. But I want you to be able to share my number with everybody here. And there's about 60,000 people that have my phone number, and it's okay. Okay? If you need to reach me during the day, evenings, weekends, please do not hesitate to call, text, or email. I always get back to the 24 hours, sometimes almost immediately. But you have questions, most people are working with you. As a result, you're trying to get out, I get out of work at 5 o'clock in our office, and then you will close at 5. I don't close. I stay open. And usually I can answer just about every question. Sometimes we have to fill the same. Once in a while, I usually take everything. Okay, a couple of deadlines in the second column there. The last day to cancel with a refund, except for some things that are non-refundable. Broadway shows are non-refundable. Is February 24th. March 21st, last day we can take fundraising. We need it in the office for this, which I assume you usually do. And we do take fundraising, everybody's paying online. It is your boosters or your school, however you do that, will send us a check, a database, how much each student receives. We will put that into the online account manually. So it's very easy. 99% of our schools now, the clients that I work with are, no, it's now 100%. The last one just caved. Okay. 100% of our schools are doing online payments. And parents have been screaming for it, because it's so easy. So that's what's the deal. So here's how you're gonna register. Parents, you are basically the owner of the account, the user. And you'll go to medic-travel.com, up in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see trip login link. Okay? It's either on your phone, laptop, or your desktop, upper right-hand corner. Then you're just gonna register yourself as a new user. The only adults can do that. Okay, fill out all the contact information, and then start registering a traveler. That could be a student, that could be an adult. It's you, you're the account, put your name in there. You guys need to register your own accounts too. Okay, outside of that other password you use right now. Okay, you enter the trip number ID there, which is the 8-digit numbers and dashes. Make it 10. And then you're all set to go. All right. Now, the other thing I want you to be aware of, we do have travel insurance available. We're using the same company we've been using with you for years. It's called travel insurance. And I really like it. Since the pandemic, most of the group travel companies, like our students used to have canceled for any reason, they all dropped it. Okay, that's another bonus, kind of like a rider. They dropped it because they lost so much money during the pandemic. So travel insurance did not drop it. So we're very, very happy with it. If you have, they cover 100% of things like COVID, family emergency, could be death in the family, might be students in the hospital, did something wrong, whatever, something like that. You can receive 100% back of what you paid. You have to supply all the documentation, just like any other insurance company. But you can receive 100% back. Now, for the cost of that trip, at the present time, that is going to be, you see $250 to $500 halfway down the page. So the rate would be $32, which is the one-time payment. If you want the rider of CFAR, which is canceled for any reason, you can add that to the policy. And then your total amount would not be 32, the total amount would be 48, just a one-time payment. So if you're not paying 32 and 48, you're just paying 48. Then it covers your regular 100% plus the cancel for any reason. But I always like to explain what CFAR is and how it is used. We had a student one time that got suspended from school, was unable to go on the trip, they did have insurance. So they were able to get 75% back. Because to the insurance company, that means I've changed my mind. They won't do 100% for changing their minds. But at least they're the only company that still has it, which is good. The other thing, we had a young man last year, it was a Florida trip. And he made it to the state track meet. I don't remember what event it was, but apparently he was pretty good, and if he did well, he was gonna get a full ride to college. You know, this was quite good. So he canceled out the Florida trip, and he had canceled for any reason as well. I think he made a good choice. Because he won. So it's pretty neat story. But things like that can happen. So we see those happen. It's very rare, but it does happen. There's another form that's in here. It's called Travel Insurance International. It says assignment of benefits form. This is very important for you. Who done this for you before? But for parents, this is, if you want to use fundraising for part of the trip, we need you to fill this out and just give it to the directors and they'll keep it in your file. We have no gain in this one. Data travel, music travel, we have nothing to do with this. This is just for protecting you and your boosters in your school. 3 or 4 years ago, I asked the public, I said, I'm getting complaints I said, what about? Well, the boosters want to know when they're gonna get their money back from this kid who canceled. Oh, we already sent it back. We sent it back to the client. But they only paid $500 on a $1,000 trip. We gave them $1,000. I said, yes. I said, that's illegal. I said, how would you know this? Because I was a band director for 30 years and did nonprofits all the time. And you can't profit off a nonprofit organization. And they thought they couldn't believe they missed it themselves. Okay? So they came up with this form. So if you, after your trip is paid through the boosters or your fundraising or whatever, the other way is paid by you, this way you receive your proper half. The boosters receive their proper half because you can only use these fundraising events for school, fundraising for school events. All right? Do I think the IRS is going to come after you for this small amount? No. Okay? Am I overprotective about things? Yes. I don't want to see anybody have to go through that. So this is why this form is here. It's really easy to do. So, and as of now, we have, in all these years, we haven't had anybody do it. So that's pretty much it. We, one of the things that we take pride in our company is safety, security, because we think that's the number one thing that happens. It's top priority. Everything else is number two. I've never had time, I didn't bring back the same amount of students that we started on. Yeah. Parents are a different story. But kids, they got it all back. All right? So I just, these are things that I think are very important. I don't know, I think it's one to have a good experience. You don't like to grow up with something that's going on. I always tell kids when we do a pre-trip meeting, which we'll be doing again, before you go on the trip, is that if you don't say or do anything stupid, you're gonna have a great trip. And usually it's the truth. Okay, well, while I'm here, I have some questions. You're gonna have some questions, so.
Well, before we get into questions, let me just cover a couple quick things we can do. First of all, after Mr. Bennett talking about fundraising, boosters are working on that. They're aware of it, and they're coming up with fundraising now. Of course, we are starting next week. We are starting the chocolate sale, which is what? How many years now, Mrs. Forrest? 51st year of selling chocolate here. It's like a Coopersville tradition. Anyway, we are starting that, and with that, for high school students that are fundraising, they can, the first box they sell will go to the boosters, but then any boxes that they sell after that will go right towards their trip account. And so that's one of the things that we're doing. Looking at Mr. Simpkins here, if I put him on the spot, he might be ready, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because one of the biggest things, and Mr. Simpkins handles all this, is the script program. Do you want me to talk about that real quick? Because I know how much I love talking.
Absolutely. And the chocolate, it's not the whole $60 of the box. It's like 23, if I'm not mistaken, of the $60, because we paid 27, I believe, this year. So you get, after that first box, you get 23, don't quote me on the number exactly, $23 towards your child's account. Script, which is now called Race Right. It's an online tool where you go and you buy gift cards, and you can see the gift card percentage that you would get back. For me, I just bought $80 worth of Sling for my internet. What do you call it? Cable. Sorry. And it was at a 10% rebate. So of the $80 I spent, I'm going to get $8 back through the program. And when we get that check back, we know what student's parents bought that card, and we put that into your account, less a 5% that we get as the boosters, because if anybody has to do a physical card, we pay that shipping to get the card sent to us, and then we distribute. It's a great program. If you're renovating a house, any DIY stuff, I go to Home Depot, I kind of take a mental note of how much I spent. I'm walking up to line, on my phone, I get to Home Depot, I buy $150 worth of credit or gift cards. I get up there, scan the wallet, if you will, of Race Right. Boom, it's paid for, and then I get the 3, 4, 5, whatever percent that Home Depot is offering. It sounds like a small amount, but it adds up really quick. The New York trip, we had a set of twins and their mom go, and if I'm not mistaken, both sets of twins, and most of the mother's trip was paid for just using Raise Right.
And
So-
that trip was, more than double the cost of this.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
close to $1,000 for each student. So, doesn't sound like much, doesn't act like much, but it adds up quick. And if your student is, say, a freshman this year, if you don't use it all for this trip, it just adds up for the New York trip in 3 years, 2 years.
Yes.
So, it's a great program. If you want to get on it, email me, president@coopersvillebands.org. I can send you the code, help you with any questions you have. Fantastic program. Other fundraisers, we will be doing Hungry Howie's in the January, February. It's another great way to raise some money for the trip. And more information will come out with that. I think we've got 1 or 2 others that we've been kicking around that just for this year, just to try to help raise money for the trip. Any questions, me?
Thank you, Mr. Simpkins. I don't know how much you love being thrown on the spot. Thank you. One other thing too, before we answer just general questions, the question on these type of trips always come up, okay, can I be a chaperone? What we're going to do is we are going to get students registered first, okay? And then we're going to take a look at that. We're going to see how many spots we have for chaperones. Generally, we'd like to do 1 chaperone per every 7 to 8 students, okay? And we kind of have to have the students registered first. We will go to our band booster board first, and then after that, then we're going to kind of open it up after that for chaperones. So the chaperone spots do fill quick, so when that email comes out, make sure you fill that out right away, because that does go really quick. Those chaperone spots fill up very quickly, and at some point we have to, of course, cap that. But if you are interested in being a chaperone, that will not come out initially, that will come out, probably after a good couple of weeks here after we're getting students and stuff registered. Okay? So I know that question's going to come up for sure. So any questions either for myself, Mrs. Borst, or Mr. Bennett here? Mr. Simpkins?
So when registering our students, and being a board member, I'm likely wanting to go. Is there a way to log in for
It's not gonna block you right now,
Okay.
anything, but they're gonna be able to log in and see it, and hold in.
Well, I can wait till after it,
Right.
they send out the student
But
thing.
other people who aren't here, they're not gonna know.
Right.
So, I mean, we've had parents just put out a wait list, put them on the director across the state, just put them on a wait list, not really let them in yet. But they do sign up. And then other times they just let them sign up, and then all of a sudden, we're going way overboard, we got a lot more kids that want to go. So we got some parents drop out. So, this happened in many different ways.
And then sometimes too, towards, as we're getting close to the trip, I think Mr. Nelson, I think you were one of them there too. It's like spots open up, and he jumped on that at that point. But yeah, sometimes they do kind of open up as the trip gets closer too. But we'll do chaperones here in a couple weeks after we're getting students registered. Hey, other questions? There has to be more questions. Apparently, we did a good job. Any other questions? There we go. Elena.
Will meals being covered in the cost?
Say that again.
Some meals,
Meals
yes.
be covered?
The dinner on the first day, lunch will be on your own. Okay, breakfast is covered. I think that's it.
It's basically, it works a lot, if anybody was on here, it works the same way. Like breakfast is covered because that's at the hotel, and then usually it's a big group dinner, and that would be covered as well. The lunches, a lot of times the chaperones are out in different groups, and a lot of times those smaller groups that are going around, they're going to do lunch on their own. So the lunches are generally on their own, but breakfast and dinners are covered. Yes, Ryan?
What about like allergies, like food allergies?
Don't worry about
Riley,
it. Trust me.
we got you.
The
I
breakfast-
survived it.
the breakfast you won't have to worry about.
You can hang out with
GR
the
Downs
board
will
during
work
meals.
with everything. They have people that have gluten free, they have people that have vegetarian,
And Riley, I can tell you what we did before, we did gather that information before that, and we gave it to our tour director, and the tour director called the restaurants ahead of time, so it was taken care of.
We deal with so many groups, it's the restaurants we work with all deal with a lot of groups. So they're used to this. You had a question over here?
No.
Okay. Any other questions?
Okay, that went very quick. We will stick around, of course, for a few minutes if you'd like to talk to us, but again, thank you so much for being here. We're looking forward to a great Christmas. Thank you all very much.